This is Bob Mason from FXM Bar, and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, and the day's support, resistance, and pivot levels. It is Wednesday, the 14th of July. Time trends Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot 32,752 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 33,315. We need to see plenty of support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 33,000 levels, however. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 33,337 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Bitcoin target second major resistance level at 33,899 and resistance at 34,000 before any pullback. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 32,168 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 30,000 levels. Second major support level 31,605 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, and it looks like we're going to see a possible bearish cross there, so keep an eye out for that. On the EMAs, that's a bearish signal with the 50 pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 32,752 and back through to 33,000 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, particularly bearish start. Going to need to Ethereum move through the pivot at 1969 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 2020. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ethereum to break back through to 2000 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 247.72 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target the second major resistance level at 2099 before any pullback. Failure to move through the pivot would leave the first major support level at 1990 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 1800 levels. Second major support level at 1838 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, also a bearish signal with the 50 pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So failure to move through that pivot at 1969 would leave support levels in play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's a particularly bearish start today. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the first major support level at 129 and move through the pivot level at 132 to bring the first major resistance level at 134 into play. Going to need to see plenty of support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 130 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level at 134 and yesterday's high at 134.62 to cap any upside. In the event of a broad-based crypto rally, could see Litecoin target 140 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 137. Failure to move back through the first major support level and through the pivot would leave that second major support level at 127 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 125s. Third major support level sits at 122. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day following a failed bullish cross late yesterday. On the EMAs, also bearish signal with the 50 pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So failure to move back through that first major support level at 129 and through the pivot at 132 would leave that second major support level at 127 in play. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also particularly bearish start to the day. Going to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 6231 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 6381. Plenty of support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.63s, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 64317 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, got the second major resistance level at 6581 that would likely cap any upside. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 6030 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid second major support level at 5881. Looking at MACDs, we've got a marked widening of the bearish histogram at the turn of the day, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, also bearish with the 50 pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So failure to move through the pivot at 6231 would leave support levels into play.